In this video, we're going to talk about the race to get the PS5s in store at Target today and how you may still be able to walk in and get an Xbox Series X and the expected drop from PlayStation 5 Direct of more PlayStation 5 consoles. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel where we give you the secrets to get the console that you want. So Target had this elaborate plan to keep their customers and associates safe during what's happening in the world. It would have worked had they sold all their consoles on the launch day, but we learned from the first launch day that they held back a lot of the Xbox Series X consoles, and tons of people walked in to buy one. And you can check out my video about that and how you could have secured one today, November 13th, had you been early. But they did the same thing for the more in-demand PS5 console. So I took a poll of my Twitter followers, and about 2/3 of the Xbox followers secured a console on launch day, but only about 40% secured a console on launch day for the PlayStation 5. And people started lining up outside of Targets that the MyStore for Spot app or Pop Finder said had stock, and hundreds of them have secured consoles, if not thousands. But Target got a big fail in terms of not having a line or anything, as folks were camping out overnight, sometimes in very close quarters. So I warned everybody on my video a few days ago that you can walk in and get a console, and I warned everybody before the last drop, which was kind of a disaster at Walmart. Walmart was very botted. Very few people were able to get through. That you still have an opportunity to get the PS5 by walking in at Target. And I never expected people to camp out. I guess I should have, but that's what ended up happening. That people camped out and they got tons and tons of consoles, right? So we've got, let's see, right? So I told people about this video that I did, right? I think back on November 11th, right? Which explains it. And if you look at the poll here, right, that I took, about 40% of people secured a console, but 58%, so 42% secured a console, but 58% of my followers that responded didn't. So there's a big shortage, and there are a lot of people that came up empty-handed despite trying, and staying up all night. But some of those people chose to camp out, like at Gaming Ain't Life, Mind Your Business, and he was first in line at his local Target. And in the morning, he secured the bag. He secured a console, and they passed out tickets for him. They took down the first 11 people information. I'm first, so I'm hoping by 8:10 I'm gone home. I've been camping here for 12 hours, he said. There were the MyStore app for Target, 11 in stock, right? So maybe there was, I think he didn't say how many there were on the app. So here's another one. My Target passed out lines for the first 8 people. This is legit, folks, about the PS5 walk-ins for Target. And this is Mind Your Business. He got out of line. There were people lining up after the tickets were passed out. And so Nolans, I am Nolans, on Twitter, she got the PS5 console as a walk-in. She was third in line of a store that had 3. And here's another picture of a Target walk-in. Justin Hansen NFL Junkie 42. And then Playoff Kid J17, World Champions at Kid J Gaming. He was 5th in line camping out, and he got his target. And he found the MyStore app 100% accurate. And here's some more pictures. So Mind Your Business, Gaming Ain't Life. That's the guy that we saw camping out for 12 hours. He did get the console. You can see it there in his car. And Nolan said, my son is in Louisiana, and his Target tried telling him it was for online paid customers so they could leave. I'm in another state in line and was told they only had 3 and I'm 3rd in line. I'll get one. Don't leave no matter what they say. I guess you get a lot of contradictory information, right? So I'll show you my local Target where I went in for the Xbox on 11/11, and they refused to sell me one, even though it was on my spot. But the people who went for the PS5, right, said that the My Spot app was totally accurate. Let's see if I can find the pictures. Here we go. So Brian here, he I guess he recognized me from the videos or from the Twitter. He walked up to tell me the situation. He camped out there, and I definitely advocate you guys. They'd already passed out tickets here, so there's no reason to stand so close. I recommend you guys maintain your social distance, and it's good that Brian was wearing his mask. But he said he camped out and he got a ticket, and there were 31 people that got a ticket in consoles, and there were 32 consoles on MyStore, so it was off by 1. And I'll show you the MyStore app. Pop Finder you can also use. So I actually did a picture before and after. Right, so this is after. This is in the morning, 8:49 a.m. And this is before at 4:35 p.m. yesterday, right? And it was at 32 until the store opened, right? So Brian was totally right. Pop Finder was off by 1 there. You can see most places are sold out now, but there are some places that are still showing stock. So it's still conceivable that you could walk in, but it's getting very unlikely. Showtime showed this, right? There's only 1 in stock in New Jersey there, but let's see if we can find the night before. The night before there were 10 there, and you can see all the stock in these other ones. I guess the other thing I just want to talk to you about is that there's if you look at the website for PlayStation Direct, right? And several people have messaged me about this, but X Squid got me the picture. Thank you to X Squid. If you go there, it says check back on 11/13 for more availability, right? So a lot of people think that you can secure they're going to have another drop of stock. So they had multiple drops of stock yesterday, starting at 12 a.m., but going on to later in the morning, like early in the morning, to even the afternoon. I think between maybe some of the later drops that they had with Walmart in the afternoon. But we don't know any exact times, so a lot of people always ask time. I think the best indication is we're going to see that they're going to start a queuing system, and once they start a queuing system, then that's when you really need to be on it, right? That you want to be on. So we're at Linus Wilson, at Wario64, at PS5 sales, for example, we're gonna send you a tweet if that the queuing system starts happening or people start buying, right? So you'll get a notification, but you got to turn on all notifications on Twitter to do that. And I guess another thing just to keep in mind, just going forward, right? GameStop, right? They're going to have 2 Xbox Series X and 2 PS5s minimum on Black Friday. My local GameStop said they're opening at 7 a.m. on Black Friday. I think they normally open at noon or something. So there will be Black Friday sales. They don't have any consoles today, but Black Friday, keep that in mind. And obviously there's going to be, people will be lining up on Thanksgiving, probably before the store closes. Just the way that what happened with Target, unless they do something to prevent camping, it will be, you need to be there early, right? So yeah, you see the line at this Target, thanks to @JMulo101, and it's going to be similar. And I just think that the day after launch for the Xbox Series X was nothing like this, right? PS5 buyers actually just kind of really walked in. There was very little camping. And Target dropped the ball. They made a big deal about how they wanted to keep their customers and associates safe, but the way to do that was to sell all the stock, online, and why they held back stock both for the Xbox Series X and for the PlayStation 5 is just a total puzzle to me. I don't know why they did it, but they did, and I'm glad that my followers got to pick up the ball and secure some consoles. But from Target's point of view, it's odd. It's just odd, and just kind of yet another of the long string of corporate failures we've seen during this launch. Okay, so let's, and I think some people have kind of offered tips. Maybe I'm not on the right one. Those will do tweets and replies, right? That on how to secure it, and I guess from PlayStation Direct, and a few people have strategies. Somebody mentioned an escape bar. Yeah, okay. So my recommendation is keep the browser window open and refreshing occasionally. It might say restart the session, but you keep your spot, therefore eliminating the chance of waiting in a queue when the stock goes live. Yeah, so that was kind of my experience, that even if you were on it, when you came back to it, then you get in the queue, and whenever you kind of refreshed or went back to that page, that was when you started in the queue. And so the longer you're in the queue, the worse it is, right? Let's see if we have any other tips. Yeah, so if you have it in your cart, you may still have to get into the queue again. So good luck. Hopefully there will be a drop from PlayStation Direct for the PlayStation 5 digital and disc. I'm Linus Wilson. Subscribe.